Dr. Bisharatu BV, Program Officer Professor Manu V. Kumar, Associate Program Officer Professor Shruti GS, Event Coordinators Professor Kadra Safar and Anupama Satyan, and all the participants in our third national webinar series organized by NSS Unit, University College of Engineering, Karivattam. I would like to introduce today's presenter, Mr. Srideep Ayer, working as Senior Project Engineer at CDAC Trivandrum. He holds Master of Computer Application from University of Madras and Master of Technology in Computer Science and Information Technology from MS University, Tirunelveli. He has 15 years of working experience in technical field of C, C++, .NET and Java. He was also involved in learning of programming languages, cyber forensics, and e-governance. He holds the certificate from EC Council as Certified Ethical Hacker and Certified EC Council Instructor. I welcome you, sir, for begin our section on the topic ethical hacking on behalf of our college and NSS unit. It's my pleasure to welcome you, sir, to deliver this section. Sir, please.
Good evening, all. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for the kind words being delivered on me. Thanks a lot. I first of all thank as part of the CDAC community, I thank all the organizers for giving us an opportunity on this particular topic. Madam, I think that some of them are joining on the go, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, we will continue with. Okay. So actually, I am from our office. Actually, we have some issues in the background. Don't worry about that. Anyway, okay. Yeah, we can start. Yes, what is ethical hacking? That is our topic that we are going to see. And I think all of you are viewing my screen, right? Yeah. Is it viewable now? You are able to see, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Now, I think we all computer science students, or we all know that what do you mean by data as well as what do you mean by information, right? So I just don't want to go much deeper sense into what is that, because I know that it's only we have only 1 hour schedule being asked to conclude the session, so that I am not going in much details on that basic concept of data. And 1 minute. ഇതില് വരുന്നില്ല ഇതിലൊക്കെ അല്ലേ Yeah, thank you. Sorry for the trouble. That is, like I told you, I am from office and we are having a holiday. That is why. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Now, what is it? I'm not talking much on the information aspect, because we all know what do you mean by information. But I'm going to the next slide, which is nothing but information system. Now, what is an information system? Information system is, we are all under the category, we are all under the process called information system. We are all a part of an information system, which includes software, hardware, data, procedure, network, etc., etc., etc. Now, why we are talking about this information system, information at lot is, we all know that information is one of the precious things. Okay, I think some of you may have heard of information. Suppose I want to get information from a particular person. If I am able to pay some 3,500 bucks, 3,500 bucks, I may be able to get the information from someone. That is the scenario that currently we are sitting. It means we are in the currently scenario that we are facing. Okay, it is that much importance. There is that much importance for the concept called information as well as information system. That is why we have to talk about ethical hacking. We have to talk about hacking, as well as we also have to talk about information system. Okay. Now, let me come to the basics of information system. When you come across an information system, we normally come across some words like theft, tampering, etc., etc. What is it? Theft is, as you all know, the information's being robbed or information's being stolen from someone, as well as tampering. There is a very huge chance of the actual data being hidden or the actual information being hidden. We are not means whenever you give information to someone, we have to have a basic concept of information system that is called the elements of information system, which is in the form of 5 different categories, or which is in the form of 5 different words called by the name confidentiality, integrity, availability, authenticity, and non-repudiation. What is confidentiality? I'm not talking much on the details because I know that it's only a basic concept that we are just giving. Confidentiality, as you all know, in Malayalam, we call it as Ragasyatmakata, right? Confidential. It should be whatever be the information that you are sending, you are receiving, it should be confidential. Integrity, Samagrada. In Malayalam, we say that Samagrada. The entire data has to be reached. It should not be part of the data to be reached from one place to another. It should be entire data. Availability. Always the correct data, the correct information should be available to all, the respective person as well as to all, depending on who all are the recipients, right? Authenticity. When you send a message, suppose nowadays actually we are all worried about, sorry, we are all facing so many data which is not the correct data, which is not the actual data, which is not the actual facts. When someone says a data, when someone says an information, the information should be authentic. Otherwise, we cannot.
അതേ സമയത്ത് തന്നെ വകുപ്പോടും പള്ളി നിർമ്മിക്കുന്നതിനുള്ള പ്രവർത്തിക്കുന്ന
All of you, please mute.
ഇപ്പോൾ മാധ്യമങ്ങളോട് പങ്കുവച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതേപടി നിലനിൽക്കുമെന്നാണ് ഭൂമി തീർത്ത ക്ഷേത്ര ജനറൽ സെക്രട്ടറി ചമ്പത് വ്യക്തമാക്കി. പ്രകൃതി ദുരന്തങ്ങളെ.
Yeah. All of you, please mute the mics. Thank you. Yeah. So authenticity. We all know when someone gives an information, it should be authentic. We have seen a lot of messages. We are talking much on the messages. We're talking much on the messages that we get from the social media, which is not authentic. Most of the social media data are all not authentic. But when someone says like the Prime Minister of India or the Chief Minister of Kerala, when he is saying something, it is an authentic message. The message should be, the information should be authentic. Then non-repudiation, another thing. I am sending a message to you. One of you, I am sending a message. The recipient, whoever it is, saying that, sir, I didn't get the message. It should not happen. Whenever I am sending a message, it should be clearly being given or clearly being received by the recipient. So these are the 5 elements that you normally come across any information system. Yeah. Now, there is a very good concept called this triangle. What is this triangle? This triangle is called by the name of security, functionality, usability triangle. Now, what is the importance of this particular triangle is? You look at the ball inside. I think all of you can see that. That ball, whenever it comes towards a particular one, you are actually the ball is actually far away from the other two. I hope you are able to understand what I mean by. Suppose I am going for a particular application which is to be user friendly. Means I am going towards the usability factor. When I am going towards the usability factor, I am actually far, far away from the other two factors like what? Functionality as well as security. Similarly, when I go towards the security aspects, the usability will be less, functionality will be less because I am towards security. So, in the case of an information system, the first and the foremost thing that we have to keep in our mind is it should be a balanced act. What I mean by balanced act is the ball should be almost in the middle. It should be equally distanced from functionality, equally distanced from usability, as well as equally all the three factors should definitely should be there, but should not have more importance to one. It should be a balanced act. So that is one of the important aspects that you normally come across in any security aspects. Sorry, any information system. Okay, thank you. Now we come across another three factors called information system. Now, I was talking about in a previous slide, when I am talking about the information system elements, I talked about a word called a tampering, or I talk about a word called theft. What is this theft? Theft is nothing but your data being stolen, right? That is actually called by the name an attack. How you are actually doing that? How you are doing that functionality called a theft? How you are doing a functionality called a tampering? How you are doing a functionality called disruption is nothing but the one called attack. So whenever you attack an information system, there should be three things in your mind. Definitely, there should be a motive behind that. We all know that for any crime, there should be a motive, right? Information system attack on an information system or tampering the information system is also a crime. We call it as cyber crime. We'll come to that slide after some time. We call it as actually nowadays it's very easy to commit a cyber crime than a real world crime. That is the fact that we are working in. If I sit, this is a closed environment, a small room in my office. If I sit here, I can do. I do have a good internet. I do have a good system. I do have a closed environment. I can perform a cyber crime. I can perform an attack. So that is the world that currently we are facing or currently we are living. So anyway, I'll come back to my concept. So whenever you have attack, you should definitely have a motive behind that, a goal behind that. Then you should have a method of execution. What do you mean by method of execution is, suppose I want to get a money from someone, I want to loot money from someone, I may go for I think you all have seen in your mobile as well as in your emails that email frauds, or you can call it as lottery scams, right? That is one of the method I am employing to get the data. Sorry, not get data. Means your money. So that is a method. Phishing. I think some of you may have heard of that word called phishing. P-H-I-S-H-A-N-D, not F-I-S-H-A-N-G. Phishing. What is phishing? It's another way of technique where you can get the data. You can get the money. So many different money. Then so many different ways are there in identity theft. So many different ways are there. I'm not talking much on that. We'll come to that one slide where I have prepared for that. Okay, anyway, that is. So some methods definitely has to be employed to achieve this goal. The third one, the most important thing, vulnerability. Now, what is vulnerability? In a simple statement, I think most of you nowadays, you are all hearing that word called vulnerability a lot, right? I don't want to say much on this. Anyway, for the others who are not familiar with the vulnerability word, I'll just give a small example, a real-time example. Suppose when you construct a home, you or your parents construct whoever construct a home, we all know that we will give much importance to the front door, right? We go for imported teak or some extraordinary teak with so much designs and all. But we may not give importance to door at the back, or the back doors may not be given that much importance. In the real, I'm not talking about all, in the real scenario, this is going to happen. Some of the windows we may not be, so because due to some difficulties, we may not be giving some importance to that particular window. A normal, genuine person may always target your front door, right? But a robber or someone who wants to steal something may not target your front door. He definitely will be targeting the door which is vulnerable, or you can call it as the door which you haven't given that much importance, right? That is vulnerability. So that it's a loophole. The same loophole is applicable in the case of what is that? Our information system also so many loopholes. I'll give one or two examples in the real world example. We normally go for some Wi-Fi connection. You normally go for some BSNL Wi-Fi or Airtel Wi-Fi. Then, to be very frank, most of the person don't even change the passwords. And that password is the default password that is being set by the company, whoever it is. It is available in the internet. If you can check for the BSNL default password, you can get a list of default password. One of the password is the one that they have set it. No one is bothered about that. But that is a, if I know that, yes, these are the, suppose I know a person who has not changed the default password of your Wi-Fi, definitely it's a vulnerable thing which it, to me as a hacker, not I am talking about the ethical hacker. So that is the vulnerability factors. Every day morning, I'll give one or two examples, simple examples. Every day morning, we get a lot of good morning messages. No one is, I feel like no one is actually no one actually not even opened that particular message. No one is interested in that particular message. There are so many concepts like malwares, which may be hidden inside that message. We don't know what is, whether it contains, that message contains a malware or not. What is the concept of malware? Malware will be installed to any system when you are downloading this particular message. When you are downloading this beautiful message in the form of a good morning, malware may have installed there. Suppose I am creating a malware. I am just creating a malware in such a way that the malware, which when whatever be the system in which the malware is installed, I should get all the details from the so-called places of the example. From the gallery, I should get all the details. From some other folders, I should get all the details. And I am just hiding this malware together with the beautiful good morning message and sending to all. We all are interested in, we are not at all interested in saying good morning to our parents or our sisters or brothers, but we are definitely, we are interested in sending this good morning messages, right? So that is the vulnerable factor. So much different vulnerable factors are there. It's some of, anyway, I'll give this slide so that you can just read those rest of the topics. The different vulnerabilities are given there. Okay. Thank you. Now, threat, information security, the basic information security threat. Most probably, the information security threats happens in 3 different categories, like the network threats, the host threats, as well as the application. Now, what do you mean? I'm not going much deep into it, but the basic understanding I'll give. What is network threat? We know that we are all a part of a network, right? Anywhere in the network, if there is a vulnerable factor in that network, and if someone can intrude into that network unauthorizedly, that is called a network threat. Similarly, someone who is sitting idle, suppose in your case, most of you have laptops, you are sitting in your home. If I can enter into that particular system, which is not in a particular net, what I mean by the other network is related to a group of persons. In the case in your college, you have a network. I'm not talking about the host. I'm talking about the network. The host, what I mean with the laptop in your home. So there you can have a threat. Some of your machines, we may not, that is also another concept that we normally have. We will give 100% importance to our system in the office or system in our office. The office authorities definitely will give importance to that. We may not give importance to that much. That much importance will not be given to a system which you buy, or sorry, which you buy for your personal purpose. That is vulnerable. That system may be vulnerable. I'll give a small example, a simple example. We buy a laptop for say worth some 50,000, 60,000. Okay, agreed. But we don't, we may not be giving some rupees 3,000, 4,000 for buying a original Windows operating system. For that, that is what happening. I'm not talking about most of them are you doing like that. So the threat is there. What is the threat? The cracked operating system will not get you patches. It will not be updated. You cannot update it. You cannot go for the patches. To be very frank, when you go for a original Microsoft Windows operating system, you don't even have to go for an antivirus software. If you keep on updating the system, if you keep on going for the patches, because that much secure operating system is Windows. But this is the fact. So that is what you call the host threat. Then application-wise threat. I think you all may have heard of this Zoom. Exactly like WebEx, you have another video calling application called Zoom. What is the problem with the Zoom? Zoom have so many applications, sorry, hacking issues. That comes in the case of, or that comes under the category called application threats. So these are the basic three types of threats: network threats, and these are the things: information gathering, spoofing. What is spoofing? I think some of you may be knowing. I am just suppose madam is, or your sir, principal is sending you a message. I am actually sending a email in the name of principal or another madam. That is called spoofing, disguising. So many other DNS, ARP spoofing, denial of service. Then similarly, in the case of when a host, you have a lot of privilege escalation. You are when you just try to access some other system, you may be a guest. You can change the privilege from a guest to administrator, and you work exactly like an administrator in the system. That is called privilege escalation. So SQL injection, so many different category. We'll discuss those category in a later session. Okay. Now, these are the crimes which I already have already mentioned. Some of the crimes that through that crime, through this method, that is what I mean by through this crime, through this method, we are actually achieving an attack or achieving the goal, right? Whereas Trojans, worms, spyware, malware, all you are familiar with computer frauds. That is what I told you: email scams and the lottery scams, etc., etc. Privacy violation, identity theft. Identity theft is nothing but disguising. I told you already. Electronic fund transfer. Yes, exactly. Denial of service as well as spam. These are some of the time through which we are actually going for an attack, or we are doing a crime actually. Okay. Now, why this? I think you all know during lockdown. I think from April 24 onwards we are in a lockdown. Till now we are. You know that the internet usage in our in the entire world has a drastic growth during this particular period. A drastic growth of internet usage happened. Yes, obviously it should happen, because we all say that everybody should work from home, right? So automatically you all are working from home, means we all are working from home. You all are doing some online courses from home. So definitely internet usage is huge. I agree to that. When internet usage is in a greater number, or the number of internet users increases, definitely the people on the Don't expect that all the people who are using the internet are doing doing only for a good purpose. There are a lot. If you can just see these are some of the media which reports. I just want to just for your information. I just want to give you so much. The crimes are also have a huge rise. You have a number of crimes also that has happened in the during this lockdown period. So that is the concept of internet crimes also have a large shoot up. Yeah. Then this is actually for you to do it. If you whenever you get time, you can just check these websites so that you can see the live attack. What do you mean by live attack? I think you are all familiar with that live attack that happens from one place to one country to another country. All these websites, you can just try yourself and see what are the attacks currently. When I go for a one of the website, you can see the currently going active attack in the present scenario. So you can just see that. I'll just mail this PPT to you. Okay, thank you. Now, come to our topic, hacking. What is hacking? I told you already. We have already seen that concept like hacking. Hacking refers to when we have to, or someone who is unauthorizedly entering to some other system, information system. Unauthorized means that without his permission, through exactly like what you have seen, through some backdoors. How that? Exploiting some vulnerabilities, compromising some securities. That is what you call by the name hacking. Okay, it involves most of the things, mostly happening like modifying the things, stealing the contents. Hacking can be used to steal, pilfer, redistribute intellectual property, leading to business. In most of the companies are also you have a lot of hacking that is happening because one company there may be some normally there will be always a rivalry between two companies at that time. Similarly, or in the same time, they also have this concept of hacking also. Okay. Now, who are the hackers or who are we can call the hackers? Hackers are actually some extra brilliant people, intellectual peoples with good computer skills, good network knowledge, good operating system knowledge. It's we can actually categorized into three as uh, uh, one of the categories called the individual in the most brilliant people. They keep on going for hacking as they do hacking as a profession. That is the first category. For the someone who is they may not take as a profession. The professional person definitely wants to destroy something or to steal something, whereas the second category of persons will take it as a hobby. We have so many hobbies like reading, painting, playing chess, etc., etc., etc. But they have the hobby of going every day morning. They keep on. I think some of you may have seen cyber warriors, Mallu warriors, right? Normally, we have heard of them. They normally when Mohanlal's the website was hacked, they hacked some other websites. So they are not like this, but what I am talking about is hobby. Some of them, it's a hobby for them. Then there's some third type of people are someone who wants to get some knowledge from that, to gain some knowledge in order to, that is what we call it as ethical hackers. That will come to that after in the next slide, we'll come to that. And so anyway, we can categorize the people into three. Someone who wants to destroy something, purposefully doing, as well as someone who wants to gain knowledge, as well as someone whom they are considering this act as just a hobby of. Okay. Now, based on that category, we can classify the entire hackers in the world or the entire hackers in the system can be classified into three as black hat hackers, white hat, gray, suicide, script kiddies, cyber terrorists, state-sponsored hackers, as well as activists. Okay, what is black hat? Black hat hackers are there. The only intention is to destroy, to explicitly hack the content, get the content, steal the content, rob the content, or change the procedure, etc., etc., etc. That is the purpose of the black hat. Whereas the white hat hacker, they are all intellectual people. I'm not talking about that. They are very, very intellectual or professional person, hackers, white hat. Whatever be the, no, whenever you have a black hat hacker, his purpose is to destroy something, right? So that he may be exploiting a vulnerability of a particular system in a particular company and do some activities. What are the vulnerabilities that can happen in a particular system or in a particular company or in a particular environment has to be found out, and based on the vulnerabilities, they have to get the patches or the updates or to cover up the vulnerabilities. Those things are done by the white hat hackers. I hope you are able to understand. That is, the remedial measures for the vulnerabilities are being done by the white hat hackers. So they also actually will go for the hacking, but they will go for hacking only to counter the actual hackers, the opposite of black hat. Gray hat, that is very, very, very interesting. On one fine morning, they will be black hat. One fine morning, they will be white. So that is called a gray. Someday, because they go for both offensive as well as for defensive. Okay, white only for defensive, the black only for offensive, but gray both. Then suicide hackers, the third category called the suicide hackers. So I think in Malayalam we call it as chaver, right? They are suicide hackers. They don't know, they don't even think of the after effect of a hacking. They want to hack something. They are not at all worried about the punishment or the whatever be the after effect. They're, what is chaver? We know that they are going to die. They are ready to die, right? Those type of personals are called by the name suicide hackers. Okay, they don't even go for the future aspects. Okay, then the fifth category called script kiddies. What is script kiddies? We call it as thallu, right? What is the particular person called script kiddies? They may not be that much knowledgeable, right? They have something in some basic knowledge they may have. Then with the help of some scripts or some procedures from some experts, they try to hack something. They may be successful. And after successful, they say that, oh, I have done something great. That is only just a thallu that we normally say in Malayalam, right? It's script study. Then cyber terrorist, they are terrorists. Exactly, the terrorist, like in what do you call so many countries are doing this activity, or with the help of these hackers they are doing some activities in order to loot the other countries' economy, or to downgrade the other countries' economy. Like that they will definitely do, and we have seen so many recent incidents. I don't want to comment much on those incidents we have seen. Okay, but purposefully done. Then similarly, those categories, another category, state sponsored. I think that I'll give you a small example regarding, I think in the recent, no, not recent, the election, US election last time. Donald Trump was actually being helped by the hackers from what do you call the USSR, the Putin's government. That is state sponsored. That is what being sponsored by, but for a particular purpose. Okay. Then activists, people who promote political agenda, that is also somewhat almost equivalent to the state sponsored hackers, but they have a different category, like to deface something or to defame something, those type of activities. So anyway, These are the basic activities basic categories of hackers. Now comes the basics of hacking. What are the things that is happening? Hacking normally consists of 5 different phases, called by the name reconnaissance, scanning, gaining access, maintaining access, and clearing tracks. These are the 5 different phases, PHACS, phases of what do you call this hacking. First one, the very simple one called reconnaissance. Now, suppose I'll give a small example regarding. Suppose one of your someone wants to hack the CDAC, some pin of what do you call the system inside your our office called CDAC, right? We know that as being a central government office or being a central government organization, it will be 100% secure. The entire system will be 100% secure. So there is no chance for a person to go for a hacking in the almost 100%. I'm not talking about anyway. It is very difficult to someone from outside who can just go for a hacking of the system inside, right? Okay. Now, case number 2. We know that most of the companies in Technopark as well as CDAC, our employees, most of the employees are working from home. Okay. And I told you already, we give importance to the system in our office, but we may not be giving that much importance to our own laptop, our own personal desktop in our house, saying that what is going to be, even though someone hacks, what is there inside? Nothing is there. We are not going to store anything. Maybe I agree to that. But the problem is now when we are working from home, we are accessing our office environment, or you can call it as from our office resources from the laptop or the desktop, which is there in our home, right? If the system or if our Wi-Fi means the Wi-Fi which is there in our office, in our home, or the system which I am using, or the network that I am using, if it is vulnerable, someone can just try to enter into that system, and through that system he can enter into the office environment. I hope you are able to understand what I mean. There are chances. So through my system, the vulnerability factor in my system, they can enter into the office premises or the office environment. Okay. Now, for that, what is that? They should know what are the times I am in my home, what are the time I am working from home, right? Yes. Now, what happened? Our office number is available in the internet. The person don't know my personal number, and even if the personal number he calls, I may not be answering that. Maybe. Okay, leave it. Nobody will use that personal numbers and all for these purposes. But the office number is available to all. Everybody can have the office number. Now, the person who is there, he calls the office on a fine Monday morning. Now, keep in your mind, the hacking may not happen all of a sudden. It may be a longer procedure. It will take some time. It's a time-consuming factor. You have to wait for an attack to happen. Don't even all of a sudden go and attack. It's not possible. You have to wait for some time. Okay. Now, what happens on a Monday morning? He calls the office in the office landline number. The receptionist will take the phone, ask, is Mr. So-and-so is available in the office or not? Sir, sorry, he is not there. I'll connect. If he is there, I'll connect. Otherwise, I'll reply. Okay, he connects. The particular person is not there. Okay, sir tells he is not there. Tuesday, he again calls. The particular person again calls. Say this receptionist or another receptionist will take the phone saying that he is not there. Then the particular person may tell that, sir, madam, I called yesterday also. I just want to meet him. What is the procedure to meet him? Can I get your personal number? So automatically the receptionist says that, sorry, I cannot give the personal number. I'll check what is his status there in the office and I tell you. So she calls the concerned department, asks where is the Mr. So and so, and they will reply that he is working from home for the next this particular week. He is working from home. Automatically, maybe depending on the scenario, depending on the, because at that time this particular poor what is that receptionist may not think that, oh, this person is going to hack his system. No, she just tell, okay, sir, he is in home, he is working from home. This week he is not coming to office. He will be definitely in the office. Enough. Enough. The first part of your hacking is over. What is that? Getting information. Getting information. That is the most important concept of hacking. What are the places where the vulnerability factors are there? Where you are? How to get the information? This factor is called by the name the reconnaissance factor. Two types of reconnaissance are there: passive reconnaissance as well as active reconnaissance. Passive reconnaissance is nothing but this way, that is through targeting someone through in a different way, not directly, in a different way. That is called a passive. Whereas interacting the target directly is called by the hacking, sorry, the active reconnaissance. Anyway, the basic concept is as much as gathering information. Attacker seeks to gather information as much as he can. That is what. Second phase, scanning. Now, we know that we have a number of ports in our system, right? PORTS, ports. HTTPS, what is that? 443, 80 for HTTP. Then FTP, 20, 21. Like that, so many ports are there. We always give importance to port number 443. I agree. We always give importance to 80. We always give importance to 80. I agree. But we may not be giving importance to port number 20, 21, 25 SMTP because they are not used commonly. That particular ports can become a vulnerable factor because I have the facility to enter into your system, enter into your network through that port, which is vulnerable. That particular techniques are there. So that is, in order to identify what are the ports which is open, what are the ports which is closed, those type of activities, those type of things, and what are the one which I told you, the Wi-Fi passwords, whether it is strong password or weak password, those type of activities can be done with the help of the next one called the scanning, phase number 2. Third one, accessing. Once the second phase is over, you are accessing, you are attacking the entire scenario, right? Entire operating system can be attacked, the network can be attacked, or some applications can be attacked. Anywhere, anything can be attacked through the second phase, sorry, the third phase called gaining access. And keep in your mind, it is not just an attack and go. You have to have the attack. You have to sometimes escalate the privileges and go for attacking. So it is a continuous process. Anyway, the attack starts. Maintaining access. In the case of, there is a concept called a session hijacking. You know that what do you mean by a session? That is when you open a email ID, till you log out the system, that you are in a particular session. So whenever you want to access a particular computer session from of someone else, you have to maintain the access for quite some time. Then only whatever be the what do you call it, the internet banking that he is doing, he won't. If I want to take the data from someone who is doing internet activity, internet banking, mean I have to wait. I have to wait in such a manner that I have to keep this access. You have already access. You have to keep this access for a longer time. For that is what I told you in the previous session, in a previous slide. The malwares are there where when you being installed a malware in a particular machine, whenever you open the machine and doing some work, the malware will fetch the information and give it to you. You don't have to wake up, or you don't have to go for a sleepless night to get information. You have a malware, you write a malware, you try to install it in some system through somehow, good morning message, etc. What happens? The malware works in such a manner that whenever the victim unfortunately or fortunately does some work, those data will be available to you. So that is what you call by the name maintaining access. It will be a longer process. Okay. Then we all do in the case of any crimes, at the end of the day, they will go for some chili powders, right? What is the purpose of a chili powder? Normally, chili, I don't know whether it is happening or not. Chili powder is used to clear the tracks. Exactly like that. Hello? Hello? Yeah. It is actually for clearing the tracks. Okay. That is in our, this is also a crime. So automatically there is definitely something has to be done to clear the tracks. Okay. Then comes the ethical hacking. What is ethical? Ethical hacking is actually what I have talked till now is actually the hacking. The black hat hackers does. Now, what is the purpose of the white hat hackers? What is that? Ethical hacking. Ethical hacking means that he also hacked the system. Definitely, he also hacked the system. But the problem is, madam, I think we can have the queries at the end or in between. Hello. Someone has raised a hand.
Yes, sir.
Hello. We can have the
Hello?
queries at the end. We can have the queries at
Yes,
the end,
sir.
no? Okay,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Thank you. Yeah, okay. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah. Ethical hacking means that I told you, we are getting the countermeasures for hacking. What are the countermeasures that can be applied on a system being done by the ethical hacking concepts? Okay. So that the ethical hackers also has to hack. Whenever we have to whenever we have to rectify a crime, we should first act exactly like what the criminals are doing. Then only we can know that what are the ways to rectify that, or what are the ways to avoid that, right? So we also, the ethical hackers also will hack the system, but they will be hacking in a ethical way. They will use the ethics. That is very important in the case of ethical hack. So that they will be getting the details of the vulnerability factors. They will be getting the details of the where to apply the patches. What are the things? What are the places where more security has to be applied? Like that, those factors will definitely come across in the case of the ethical hackers. But they are also hackers. They hack the things with the ethics in their mind. Why ethical hacking? Yes, I already told you. In order to beat the hacker, we need to we first have to hack. Then only we will be. No, there is a concept called I think some of you may have heard of that concept. There is a concept called honeypot. What is a honeypot? Honeypot is nothing but normally most of the companies do that honeypot concept. You may have seen the housefly trapper in some restaurants and all, right? So just like that, the honeypot is nothing but a system with all vulnerabilities will be set. System with all vulnerabilities will be set in the environment. Okay, so that anyone who tries to access will fall into the system which is vulnerable. That vulnerable system is called honeypot. So what is the advantage that we can have a honeypot like scenario is, when someone hacks, we may be knowing, okay, these are the places he hacked. These are the vulnerabilities that we have to rectify. Okay, we will rectify that vulnerability in our original system, not on the honeypot. But we know that, okay, these are the things that these are the places, these are the ways that a hacker can come, so that we apply the patches in our original system. So those type of activities are the one that is normally being done by the ethical hacking to prevent hackers to uncover vulnerabilities and to strengthen organizations' security posters. Okay. Then actually, continuing the same concept already we have discussed. Does anyone at the target notice the intruder's attempt or success? If sometimes the hacking happens in order after hacking also the ethical hackers have to go for the patches on that. All those things are happening daily or in the real environment. So that is what ethical hackers does, to uncover whatever be the hacking things that was done by the hackers. Then the ethical hacking hackers skills as usual. He also have to be exactly like a skilled hacker. Then only he can go for covering the patches or covering with patches, right? Otherwise, he cannot do that. He can simply go and I am the ethical hacker. Simply, if I am going, means I cannot do anything. If I want to be an ethical hacker, I have to be equally skilled as a, or even actually, from my point of view, I'd say that to be more skilled than a normal destructive hackers, or you call it as the suicide hackers or black hat hackers. Okay. Then knowledge of major operating system. Yes, definitely. We should know the operating system environment, because actually most of the operating system have its own vulnerability factors. And in the case of Windows and all the vulnerabilities are published in the internet, and we should and they are giving the patches also. It's commonly available in the internet, so that we can know that okay, these are the vulnerabilities that is happening in Windows environment. So we should know the in-depth knowledge of major operating systems. Then networking, very important, networking, because so many places where networking can have vulnerabilities. Then computer expert, should be a computer expert. Yes, definitely should be a computer expert, should have the programming knowledge, should have the security aspect, plus some non-technical skills also should be there, ability to learn, because actually we know that each and every time new things are coming across, we should be adapt to learn those latest techniques. Then only we can survive in this particular generation. Okay. Then strong ethics, that is one of the important factor that the ethical hacker should have. It should have a work ethics. Okay, should not do the hacking for harming somewhere, or to go do it in the negative way. Should be in the positive way only. Okay. Then vulnerability assessment, he has to do the vulnerability assessment. Is an examination of the ability of the system or application. What are the, I told you, what are the vulnerability factors that can happen in the so-called environment, like operating system, the network, everything, wherever the particular the vulnerabilities are going to happen, you should find out based on, because of this concept called vulnerability assessment. That is, identify the weakness that could be exploited and predict the effectiveness of additional security measures. Some things, some security measures you may have already implemented, but you should have to implement more on that. That is the concept of each and every day we have to improve our security factors. Okay. Then types of vulnerability I already told about. I don't have to say much on this. Host-based, internal-based, then wireless network assessment, so many places. Vulnerabilities, one vulnerability is different from another. You have an entire network system, there are different slots where this vulnerabilities can happen. So we have to identify each and every vulnerability. That is by practice only. All of a sudden today morning, okay, I start studying the vulnerability. It's not practical. I agree to that. By practice, by small experiments, I'll come to one more slide, then you will understand more on that. We have to identify each and every vulnerability. No system is 100% perfect. To be very frank, no system is 100% perfect. It happens. It happens. Vulnerabilities keep on coming. We have to go for patching, updating, and that is by practice. Okay. Then vulnerability research, that is what I told you about. Administrator needs vulnerability research to gather information about security trends, threats, attacks, to find the weakness and alert the network administrator before. Normally, in the case of an ethical hacker, he will be giving a report. The entire report will be submitted to the so-called company. He will be normally appointed by a company. Keep in your mind. You can also have the opportunity to appoint, have the opportunity to enter into the company as a ethical hacker. because the company appoints that. So you have to your preliminary duty is to first attack that system. With permission, you can attack the system and find the vulnerability, submit to the authorities, the management authorities, so that they will be providing the necessary action. Action also you have to suggest, and according to that, they will set the necessary action for it. And what is being done by the particular what is that ethical hackers is penetration testing. This is the one that they are doing. And this is what you call it is a ethical hacking method. Penetration testing is a method of evaluating the security of an information system or network by stimulating an attack with permission. Attack with permission, not without permission. Authorized attack, we call it, right? That hacker could actually when the ethical hacker, when we attack, we are attacking to counter an attack. Okay, we first have to find out the vulnerability so that the attacker will not attack. That is what that is through this process. Very important concept. You can just keep in your mind. Security measures are actively analyzed by design weaknesses. Then documentation. I told you, you should have to submit the document to the concerned authorities. Okay. The types of penetration testing: black box, white box, gray box. Without any knowledge, you can simply go for a attack without any knowledge. In the sense, vulnerabilities may be there. We know that vulnerabilities. So we think that it is 100% secure system. So that we just check for a vulnerability is that the first one, black box, no prior knowledge of the vulnerabilities. Whereas complete knowledge, I know that these are the places where the vulnerability factors can come across. I know the complete infrastructure. Then I go for attack is the second one, white box, and gray box is actually the combination, limited, maybe white, maybe black, like that it goes. Okay. This is penetration testing, what I am talking about. Types, I told you: pre-phase attack, attack phase, post-phase attack. Normally penetration testing also we have to do the same. The hacking, we have seen five phases, right? Reconnaissance, scanning, gaining access, maintaining access, clearing track. Similarly, we have also some pre-phase, attack phase, as well as post-phase. Okay, planning, then penetrating, reporting. These are the basic three categories. Then information, will come to the almost the end of the slides. Information assurance is actually, I told you, information assurance refers to the assurance of it. We from the first slide also, first slide itself, I am talking about the same concept, that is integrity, availability, confidentiality, authenticity has to be maintained for any information system. That is what you call by the information assurance. We have to assure the information. Okay, that is what. Then information system security policy also. This is very important for what is that you are a ethical hacker, because actually he should not do hacking without ethics. He should, because actually he may be getting so much in what is that informations. He may be hacking into the president. So in the sense, the company manager's machine. He may be accessing into the chief executive officer's machine. Yes, all the machines he may be doing. So he may be getting a lot of information regarding the machine, but he should not disclose, because that is he has to act only in an ethical manner. So that it is very important that the information security policies has to be maintained by the entire organization, as well as entire employees, as well as the ethical hackers. The legal liability, so many internal concepts are there. I'm not talking much on those concepts, because I told you it's only a outer layer concept that we are trying to tell you. Examples of India: the access control policy. Who can access? Who cannot access? Remote access. What is remote access policy? I am accessing my office system from my home. Remote access. Then firewall management. You know that in the case of firewalls, has to be set up inside. Then password policy. Strength, weak, stability, strong, excellent passwords are maintained. Then passwords has to be cracked, etc. User control, user account policy, email security policy, acceptable use privacy. So many information protection policy. All these policies. These are the legal aspect. What I am trying to tell you. When we talk about something, we have to come to a particular flow. That is why I have taken this. Anyway, if you become an ethical hacker, you should know about all these policies, what to be done as well as what not to be done. Then policy from privacy policies at the workplace. Basic rules for the for privacy policies, that is intimate employees about what to collect, what not to collect, keep personal information accurate, complete, up to date, limit the collection of information, access to their personal, provides access to their personal information, keep employees' personal information secure, inform employees about potential collection, because so many persons may be handling different data, so you have to be very careful. You have to have this policies being implemented on each and every person in the environment. To be the last, the summary of what I have talked is to identify exploiting weakness of a computer system and computer network. Cybercrime is committing a crime with the aid of computer information technology. I told you already. Ethical hacking is about improving the security of computer system and or computer networks. Ethical hacking is actually legal. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, sir,
Okay.
for a
Okay,
wonderful
sir.
section.
Okay, sir, ma'am.
Sir,
Yeah. Tell
can we
me.
move on to the question answer section?
Definitely. You can.
So now it's question time. If any one of you have any queries or questions regarding this section, you may please unmute and ask the questions, or else please type your questions on the chat box. Also, the feedback form is shared in the chat box, so make sure that you fill it. Then only the e-certificate will be provided to you on your email ID. Please feel free to ask questions.
Hello, sir. I have a question.
Yeah. Tell me, ma'am. Yeah.
So is it good for learning hacking for our personal safety?
No, madam. Actually, if you don't want a job, you can go for that. But because normally we wants to go for a job, no? For a job-oriented purpose, it is better. For our personal, because what is the personal use you are going to do? Because your system may be secure, you know that. You are not going to do it as a job, no? You are not going to hack anyone. You cannot hack anyone. So, my opinion is as a profession, so that you can just for your personal purpose, it's up to you to decide whether you want. Anyway, you can study. There is no harm in studying, but it should when you study something, you should get something out of that, no? So it's you study that, and then you go for so many companies are, I told you, so many companies are applying for or asking for ethical hackers. So you can apply for that, so that you can study as well as it can be a passion for this. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome, ma'am.
Um,
Then why I have a query, please, ma'am. Just wait. Who controls the activity to determine that whether anything is ethical or unethical? Okay. I told you. Who controls the hacking activity in the sense? I told you when you, that is your intention is what why I just want to tell you. Your intention in the sense that, okay, if I want to be a black hat hacker, I have the privilege to do that. Someone will fund you. Don't worry about that. If you want to have a white hat hacker, definitely you will be have to apply for a job. You will be taken by some companies, and companies will and there is no nobody is going to control you in any way. Okay, you can decide what to do, what can be, whether you want. My personal suggestion is you all have to become a ethical hacker. I have given both the phases. I know that the hacking phase as well as ethical hacking, and these things are why we are all talking about that concept is only if you know the negative, then you can be positive, right? So first you understand the negative. These are the things that happens, and then we can go for the positive of that. Then what are the different sir, those who are want to talk, you just wait. I'll just complete these questions first. What are the different types of certification? EC Council certification is the best one. you can just go for EC Council. You can just go for the that is they are the authorized certification facility organization. You can just go for the EC Council application. Then a few more vulnerability factors. Vulnerability factors in the sense, can you just elaborate that? Means, can you just give what you exactly mean by? I will reply to that. Then, sir, is a hacker or a cracker different? Sir, is a hacker or a cracker different? Yeah, a hacker is actually wants to just for a fun, or you call it as just for a hobby, he is doing to hacker. But cracker means that he wants to destroy something. He just definitely wants to destroy something. Okay, definitely have an intention in mind and destroying. Okay, then how can a personal user be able to protect your PC from personal user? That the first and the foremost thing is try to get the genuine softwares. That is the most important concept. Softwares are the one which normally will help you from hacking. Definitely. Then please, one more question is there. What is a DOS? DOS is a denial of service attack. Or suppose, what is that? If you now, I'll give a small example regarding. I'll give a small example. Suppose you have a appointment. The particular person, I don't know from. I think from. Sir, please. Vinduja, yes. Suppose Vinduja has gone apply for some job in some company or something like that, and they have sent they are going, you are going to receive the reply from the so-called company. Okay, in between, suppose you are the group of friends. I'm just giving you an example only. Your group of friends knows that okay, she is going to get a email from your the company, so that what the others can do is they can just go for some spam mails. Some number of spam mails can be set to that your email ID, and they can send. Suppose they can send, and automatically what happens? All of a sudden, your inbox becomes full. So in nowadays it's not going to happen, but there are situations where in our office email IDs this can happen, because office email IDs email addresses are having only limited space. So suppose in such a scenario, if the entire email space is full, when a genuine mail is coming, it will be bounced. So what happens is, in between, suppose when the actual company is sending you an offer letter, it may bounce. That is called a denial of service. That is, your service is being denied, blocked by someone. That is what I call that. Then I believe that there should be some governmental or neutral agencies to control any unethical activity. Yes, these are all coming under. There is a very important act called the Cyber Act. You all know that. We have a Cyber Act from 2000 onwards, and then its first amendment was happened in 2008. And these are there are so many clauses on that. 66. You can just keep this number in your mind. 66, 67, 68 of Indian Cyber Act, or Indian Indian Cyber Act. You can just check for that. You can see what are the things. Not even looking at means without his permission, if you're trying to enter into a computer itself is a crime. So many different crimes are there. Crimes related to pornography, everything is a crime. So those type of things, you can just 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. These are the, then it has some ABCD factors are also. You can just check that so that you will get more details on that. Okay, then what are the general measures to secure system? General measures, I told you, that is, try to go for genuine softwares. Better go for genuine softwares. One. Second one, do not open the messages or the mails which is suppose in our case, I have a so you have a wonderful picture in your email. Please open. No, you should, whenever you try to open something by emails or something like that, please keep in your mind that you are opening a genuine mail. Don't go for spam mails, and all spam mails may not have the correct details. may not be a legitimate mail. So you have to be careful regarding. Try to open the mails which is from non-mails, right? Don't download. Don't download each and everything which is there inside the mail and all. Okay, you have to be somewhat cautious regarding. Similarly, the same thing can happen in the case of WhatsApp also. The same concept. Don't download whatever be the thing that is nowadays. Actually, you know that a lot of groups are there. They are sending a lot of messages, fake messages, real messages, legitimate messages. So try to try not to download the other type of messages rather than the legitimate one. Then if I am hacking a private system, company system, and some other company funding me, yeah. No, sir, it is not ethical hacking. It is not ethical hacking. It is that is what I told you. Ethics have to be made. It is not ethical hacking, but some companies are doing like that. I agree to that. You can. Some companies are doing like that. Then, sorry if I miss any questions because actually a lot of questions are coming across. How? Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Now, I think I just want to tell you one more thing regarding that is we have a 1 week internship programs that is going to happen from that is 1 minute. Yeah, we have a 1 week internship program for ethical hacking, which will be starting from 11 to 15. That is from next week, 11 to 15. And timing is actually from 5 p.m. 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. or you can call it as 17 to 19. 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. 11th August to 15th August. So all these topics, I have just given a brief idea of what are the things to be done in the basic ethics, basic ethical hacking. We will have a lot of theoretical aspect. Yeah, they will have a lot of theoretical aspect that is going to happen in the so-called thing. And CDAC is actually we are all taking the class for that. And I feel like all of you can join so that you certificate also will be issued for that one. 1 week internship certificate will definitely be issued for that. And that is another thing which I want to tell you. I think the syllabus and all the details, if you want, you can just go for this coordinators, program officers and all. You can have a very good idea of what are the things that we are going to cover on that. Okay, that will be beneficial to you since you are all not in the college and all. 1 week it's very nice to have a more idea on this topic and all. Okay. I wish all a very great success if you are all wishing to go for ethical hacking and all. Okay. Yes. And I feel like all of you have understood at least because I know that
Thank you.
it is a very time consuming, I mean, it's a very short span. And I feel like I have tried my level best to make you understand the basic concepts. And I will give you the slides and all, and my phone number is also there. Email IDs are also there. You can reach me at any time. No problem in that if I want to have any help from me. Okay.
Sir, there are some questions that I'm missing. Do you want to discuss that?
Yeah, definitely. If all are willing, I don't have any problem, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Someone is asking about the two-factor authentication.
Yes.
So, what is their advantage, or is this?
Madam, that is very good. Always two-factor authentication is always good because actually it will means normally it will be the one of the factor will be either your email ID or your phone number, as well as the second one is the one which is happening at the system itself. So that when only the person who has that legitimate email ID and the legitimate number have the privilege to go for that. Otherwise, it is not possible, right? So anyone can, no, if someone is trying to hack a particular system, it's not possible since the two-factor authentication is there inside. Okay, it will be always better to have a two-factor authentication.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Another question is, how can, sorry, sir, what is the best way of studying the hacking?
The best way is actually, first I told you, the basic skills have to be with you. That is like what are the the operate the first thing is the understanding of the operating system. You should. Kali Linux is actually the one. I think you may have used Windows, or you may have used Ubuntu or Linux. But the most important operating system for hacking is Kali Linux, Kali Linux. And you should understand the basic concept of Kali Linux. Then the other operating system also should be there. Then you have to go for the basic concept, or you should know the basic concept of the networking. Basic concept. I'm not talking about you should be well good enough. You should have a certification. No, the basic concept of like ports. What are the ports for different purposes? What are the basic networking? The IP address. All those things you have to be the basic concept you have to know. Then apart from that, some programming language, because some programming Python like programming languages are basically needed. So if you know C, C++, any other programming language is better enough. Nowadays I think most of you are studying Java, C# and all, so it will be better. So the basic understanding and the eager to learn, the third and the fourth, the most important one is eager to learn, try to apply. These are the things that you normally need in the case.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
So another question is, what is the way of identifying spam and original mail?
Yeah, ma'am. And normally, normally what a spam mail is actually, there is a concept called artificial intelligence. I'm not talking much on the artificial intelligence for the time being. Just artificial intelligence, what they does is actually they will be doing this. They will be just collecting some phrases. PHRACS, phrases of English like money frauds, money laundering, money fraud, like that, money, this lottery, like that. Those type of phrases they will collect, and based on those words, they normally set that. Suppose when I am sending a message to someone, a legitimate message to your principal or Kadira madam or whoever it is, then if I have a word like this, money, or madam, I am sending you a lottery or something like that, automatically this mail may have a chance to go to. Suppose the madam has not add my address in my madam's email, automatically it has a chance to go to the spam mails. So spam mails normally contains it's some different types of phrases, some different types of approaches that normally be there in the spam mail. That is why it is being categorized as a spam mails.
Thank you, sir.
Phrases are the most important. Word phrases are the most important.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So next question is, if we have expertise in ethical hacking, can we get opportunity to work in CDAC?
That depending on because actually we are not having any posts like ethical hackers and all, but we are trained to have some ethical hacking facilities. But security, you now when I talk about ethical hacking, keep in your mind, madam, no one will ask for a person called ethical hacker. A person will be appointed as a security person. Security in the sense, I'm not talking about the organization security. I'm talking about the network security. Those type of persons are definitely needed by us. because these persons have the preliminary knowledge of ethical hacking, should have the knowledge of network security like activities. Those things are needed. These are the advantage that a person should have when you apply for a security person for means security related aspects. That is what we want.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
Because
sir.
one more thing I want to add, that is actually we have a session called, we have a department called the cyber forensics department. I think most of you have heard of that separate. They are actually they have a R&D wing. They are doing the R&D work. We are also part of that R&D activities where this cyber tools in the sense, so this investigating, facilitating tools are being created, because actually in India we don't have much investigating oriented tools. We have so many tools are from foreign countries, which is having a greater means a huge cost. So we are developing indigenous tools, and that research is there. So any person who knows this ethical hacking as well as the basic security aspects definitely will have a chance to that particular department, because they will definitely go for that specific what is that skilled, those type of skills are being normally being asked for CSG group, cyber security groups. So security is more important.
Okay, sir.
Oh.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Another question is, how can we identify our system is already hacked?
That is very difficult. Our system is already hacked, cannot be identified. The one of the thing that you can check is your RAM. What is that? The RAM is will be almost exhausted. Or I hope you are able to understand what I mean by exhausted. You have a 2 GB RAM or a 8 GB RAM, but whenever you take the RAM size, whenever you go for the processes in the RAM may be some 90% fill, 80% fill, so that what happens is something is happening at the background. I hope you are able to understand what I mean by something is happening at the background, in the sense some malware like activity. Malware, the problem is malware will never work in foreground. Malware will always work in background. I hope you are able to understand. So what I mean by that is something is you take the processes inside, you can just see that some processes keep on working, but you cannot see that what is that process. They may be consuming some 80%, 90% of the RAM, but you don't know what is that, which process it is working, right? Which activity you are doing. You haven't done any activity, but it is keep on working. Then system in the case of mobiles and all, system will heat. Our mobiles may have means will heat like that. Heat some sort of heating activity will come from our mobiles and all. That is how you normally check for this malwares and all. One of the most important concepts is the RAM memory, the RAM usage. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Then actually, ma'am, to be very frank, the system will automatically become slow, because something is this hacking means that it is happening at the background, no? So system will become slow. We will come to a situation, something is happening. So that is either through this what is that virus or something is there inside the system. We will come to know, definitely.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Next question is, what are the things to keep our network secure?
Keep our network secure. Very good question. That is one of the most important thing is strong password. One of the most, because actually the network Wi-Fi is one of the very simple important place where anyone can access. Because normally we never give importance to the Wi-Fi passwords. We never give importance. That is what I have seen. Most of the, because when we buy take some Wi-Fi, they have the password with it. We will make that password remember in our system. We not even give it again and again. We will make it remember in our system, so that particular password we don't even know what is that password, so that we cannot change. So that password, always give a strong, excellent password in your system. Always give a strong. So can I take 1 minute, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
1 minute, 1 minute, ma'am.
Okay, sir.
Because
Thanks.
I just want to. Ma'am, can you see my screen? No, no.
No, sir.
Wait. 1 minute, ma'am. 1 minute.
Okay, sir.
I think I was not given the permission to. Now I'll just tell you that is you can just go to Google and how secure is my password. You can just type there itself how secure is my password. You will get a large number of sites where you can just give the password that you are giving to the different places like in your Wi-Fi, your internet banking, everything. You can see how long it can be hacked. I hope you are able to understand what I mean by that.
Yes,
Is
sir.
you just give in the Google how secure is my password. So many different sites are there. This itself, this line itself is a site name. You just go give the password that you intend to give with simple characters as well as complex characters, and try to get the difference how easy that particular password can be hacked, as well as how difficult the password has to be cracked. Always give a strong password. That is my simple advice.
Okay, sir.
And
Thank you, sir.
keep on changing the password also. In most of the internet banking and all, they will ask you to keep on changing. Similarly, you can keep the change the Wi-Fi passwords and all if you feel like. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Next question is, can the hackers enter to all devices under the same Wi-Fi if they could make an entry to a computer under the same
Definitely.
Wi-Fi?
Definitely, if the Wi-Fi is vulnerable, the entire devices is vulnerable, because it is through that you are entering to all the system. That is
Okay,
what you
sir.
call by the name. That is what you call by the name the network security. I told you, network security means, ma'am, the very simple concept is through a back door we are entering to the house. Once you enter to the house, we can have the access to entire house. No,
Yes, sir.
the only point is the back door, the vulnerable one. Once you enter into that, you can have the entire system there. Similarly, Wi-Fi, once you enter, if you are connecting that Wi-Fi to some machine, definitely if the Wi-Fi is vulnerable, the entire system is vulnerable.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Next question is there any prescribed knowledge or programming or software or hardware is essential for joining this ethical hacking workshop?
No, madam. No, nothing. Basic. This is only I told you. Once you become an ethical hacking hacker, you should have the basic knowledge of networking, the programming language, operating system. That is after for understanding basic ethical hacking. Nothing is needed. You can just join the course. That's all. That is enough. This is more than enough. At least
Thank
you
you,
know
sir.
the basics of today. At least you know the basics of what are the things to be done. No, that is enough. No problem.
Yes. Okay, sir.
That will be a lengthy
Next question.
2 hour session. No, so you will be more easily interacting with the faculty, so that you will know more. And after once you get the details, you can just Google it and you can just get more knowledge. Don't worry about that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Next
Okay.
question is, what are the posts available in CDAC for its students?
What are the
Posts available in CDAC for students.
course? No, yeah, you're sorry, ma'am. That I am just coming to tell those details after I have completed all this. Anyway, I will tell you. You can have a email ID with
Okay, sir.
you can have a I think you are I will share this what is that PPT to you, so that my number is there. You can just call me at any time, no problem with it. Then you can have a website address www.krc Knowledge Resource Center, that is KRC hyphen Trivandrum T.in. so that you can just know that what are the details of the courses, what are the details of the other internship like factor, what are the things that you want to study. You can have a glimpse of all those. KRC, K for knowledge, R for resource, C for center, hyphen T Trivandrum .in.
So may I say something?
Yeah, definitely, ma'am.
So just now I have checked my password if it's
Thank you,
or
sir.
not
Next question
mentioned.
is, which certification is better?
Ma'am, two persons are talking, please.
Yes.
Yeah, tell me, ma'am.
So I was just checking whether my password is good or not. So one site has is very strong, while the other had said that it is not secure. So which I prefer?
How strong is my password is the best site. You can just check for that. How strong is my, because the problem with this particular case is, I told you a concept called phishing sites. There are so many phishing sites available. Phishing sites intention is they may be collecting your password, right? So that is the problem. You better go for how secure is my password, that site, so that you will get the correct details. Yeah, ma'am. Tell me.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Next question is, which certification is better, CEH or OSCP?
OHCP is also there, is good, but for ethical hacking, what I feel is that I cannot comment much on that, because both are in two different ways. It's good, but ethical hacking, what I feel is EC Council is the best ethical hacking. But for some other factors, OHCP is also good. But for ethical hacking, what I feel is easy. You can just ask for someone else also in that concept, because I have taken ethical hacking doesn't mean that means EC Council certification may be there. But normally what I feel is most of the experts says that the EC Council certification is good. That is why I told.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
It looks like we have covered all our questions.
Oh, thank you. I think now my personal suggestion, my personal question is, I feel all of you have understood the basics, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is all. Because when we talk something for something, at least something should be reached by the students. Otherwise, it is very difficult, right? That is why.
Yes, sir.
So, thank you.
Okay, sir.
I think this much question says that, okay, at least they would have got something, right? Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. We are grateful for the time and effort you took to share your thoughts and experiences.
Okay, thank
And
you.
I hope your class will definitely help all the participants to pursue their dream and achieve their dream job.
Okay.
Thank you, sir, for giving us
Thank
such
you.
a wonderful class.
I also should thank.
And you to fill the feedback form, then only your e-certificate will be provided.
Okay. Yeah, I also want.
I would like to thank our principal, Dr. Bisharatu P. Program Officer, Professor Manu V. Kumar, Assistant Program Officer. Yes, sir. Associate. Yes, sir.
It's
I
not
would
audible.
like also to thank Associate Program Officer, Professor Shruti GS, Event Coordinators, Professor Kadra Safar and Anupama Satyan, and Staff Coordinators, Professor Simi Charlie and Professor Nimmi. It's not, yes, sir.
Yeah, ma'am.
Sir? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Before winding up, I would like to share an information. VNSS Technical Cell at University College of Engineering Karivattam is in collaboration with CDAC in conducting 5 days virtual internship on the topic ethical hacking on 11th August 2020. Registration link is provided. Last date of registration is on 11th August till 12 p.m. Internship certificate will be provided to all participants by CDAC. Once again, thank you all for making this event successful, and also we expect your valuable presence and support in our upcoming section. Thank you all.
Okay, ma'am. Thank
Sridhar,
you.
Sridhar, sir,
Yes.
thank you, sir, for your valuable section.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Kadra, ma'am, and all the organizers for giving me an opportunity. Thanks a lot, and we like to look forward in the future also. I was also an ex NSS member when I was in the college, so
Oh,
I wish all the NSS coordinators, NSS students, you should have the willingness to do anything. That is a very positive approach. Thank you all. Thank you, ma'am.
thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.